Good morning everyone. It is early Thursday morning. The PHEV has slept well. we actually haven't used it that much in the last 3 days here. We didn't drive anywhere on Monday and had only a couple of short trips to the beach Tuesday and Wednesday. But today is the day. I need to plug it in again to the dodgy switchboard and charge it to 100% because we are going to Diggers Camp, is it called. It's only 16 kilometers away, a little bit south from here. So ideal distance for the PHEV. Let's plug it in. I actually just put all the cables and EVSE back in the little compartment last night because we thought, no, we don't need it. So back out of the compartment and plugged in. Charging now. Shouldn't take longer than an hour. Just going for a little drive from Mini Water up there around the bushland in the reserve to Diggers Camp. This is only a 15-kilometer drive. There's a shorter route through the bushland, but this is only a hardcore 4-wheel drive. Oh yeah, we are ready. Oh, ants. 2.6 kilowatt hours. Some serious bird shit on my car here. The road to Diggers Camp was a typical Australian gravel and dust road. Red dust. Yeah, he lost his tail already. As a good electrician, I always have a roll of electrical tape with me in the car, so we could fix my wife's shoe in no time. Yeah, well guys, the car is in a shocking condition after all this gravel road driving. Yeah. Hey guys, and this is the beach we got stuck 2 years ago with the PHEV. But we started from the other end, from over there somewhere. And this was with normal street tires, fully pumped up to 40 psi, which was stupid anyway. See on these tracks down there. How deep the car sinks into the sand. This white one over there is a Mitsubishi Challenger, which has a mechanical diff lock, which is a totally different situation to the PHEV. This is a Toyota Land Cruiser, and this is a Nissan Patrol, I think. So they all have proper differential locks to cope with the sand. It's good fun, isn't it? The kids get out of the car and directly into the water straight away. That's the Australian lifestyle. The other thing I haven't mentioned with the PHEV on the beach is the weight. I mean, we are talking about 270 kilos more on the scale for the PHEV instead of having a normal 4-wheel drive. And this in combination with the road tires and the street profile is not the ideal situation to having your car on the beach. The energy consumption on the beach was insane. You know the power meter, when the needle goes all the way up? If you go a little bit further, the ice kicks in, and that's what always happened. Yeah, it uses so much power, you can't actually drive on pure EV on the beach anymore. It uses always the engine to support the electric drivetrain. So you're either standing still or driving very, very slowly, and the engine is revving up like mad. And check out this beautiful watercolor. When driving on such loose ground, I always use the four-wheel drive lock to equalize the torque between the front and rear axle. I pushed the car a little bit on this loose gravel road, and you could see the super all-wheel drive control kicked in a couple of times to stabilize the car in critical situations. And these are exactly the situations the system is designed for, stabilizing the car on loose ground. So guys, as requested, I would like to go through the trip summary of the PHEV Watchdog app. I would like to do this a little bit more frequently now after trips I'm doing with the car. So please let me know if you want me to explain a little bit more about the PHEV Watchdog and the trip summary card. If you would like to use the PHEV Watchdog app yourself, please go to the PHEVWatchdog.net website. It's linked below. And because the app is still under development, there might be some figures looking a little bit weird sometimes, or you even find a bug. If you do so, please get in contact with Daniel and report these bugs to him so he can fix them for the next version. And I don't want to explain every single figure in this app just now. I'll go quickly over some of them and a little bit more in detail with others. And this will pretty much mix with every trip we are doing, depending on the purpose and focus of this single trip. Okay, enough talking about the app. Let's dive into the trip summary of today. Every trip card is subdivided in 5 different categories: general, EV driving, battery, consumption and motors. In the first section you get a general overview over the trip. So you've got the date and the start time of the trip. You've got the total trip duration, you've got the total kilometers traveled, you've got an average and a maximum speed. You also have the elevation in there, and you've got a driving mode, and of course we have summer. In the next section we find our figure for EV driving, which is 100% in this case, because we just use the electric motors and no fuel at all. The coast or glide figure gives you a percentage of your travel time where the car has moved, but you didn't have your foot on the accelerator, you haven't used any regen braking, and the engine was turned off. The next figure gives you a percentage of time when the car was operated in any regen mode between B1 and B5. We then have the stop time when the car has not moved but was turned on. And here we have the kilometers driven in electric mode until the petrol engine fired for the first time. And the next one is the total sum of electric kilometers for this trip. And this is the same figure in this case because we have 100% EV driving. And in this section the Watchdog will show us all the battery information for the trip. We have the start and stop capacity in ampere hours. Then we've got the maximum regen power and the maximum output power of the battery. We've got the minimum and maximum voltage of any cell in the pack. We've got the maximum difference between the weakest and the strongest cell. We've got the lowest and highest measured temperature in the pack. And we've got the maximum fan output for the battery cooling for this trip. And now we have the consumption overview for our trip. First we have the total consumed electric energy. And the next figure is the total charge energy we have gained through our trip.
either from the generator of the petrol engine or charging stations we have used during our trip, plus the regen braking. This is the total energy we have used per 100 kilometers. And the next figure gives us the average consumption excluding recharging. And this figure should be the same as the one above. So this might be a bug in this case. And the fuel consumption is 0 per 100 kilometers because we haven't used any petrol at all. And this is the total of all energy used, so including electric energy and fuel. And the last figure gives us the kilometers since the last refill. And the last section gives you an overview about the electric motors. And because I don't use these figures for any of my videos, I just skip over this section. So there you have it. That's the trip summary of the PHEV Watchdog app. And as you can see, it's a very, very comprehensive summary of numbers, stats and values the car usually doesn't show to the driver. And as you have seen in my previous videos, I'm using the PHEV Watchdog every day. And apart from the trip and consumption summary, the PHEV Watchdog gives you also a comprehensive battery monitoring system to determine your battery state of health. So in my future videos I will only use some single elements out of these trip summaries or battery health monitoring system. So don't be scared, I won't use all of them again. This was more like a overview about what the app actually measures and monitors. So if you have any further questions about the PHEV Watchdog, please visit our Facebook group or visit the PHEV Watchdog website. Both are linked below.